Exactly. All right, so let's jump into it. Let's talk about things here in Tampa Bay, the real estate market. A lot of good things happening, and Ray's right here in studio. I want to kind of get his pulse since it's been a little while since you've been in studio. I know you had a nice vacation and stuff, back to work.
Yep.
And man, have you ever seen a more fluid market, a hot market, a seller's market as we're in right now?
Not really. It obviously reminds me of back in 2005.
Yeah.
But even back then, I don't remember it being such the low inventory.
Mm-hmm.
I think we still had a more inventory back in that market.
I think so.
These days, I was looking up something this morning. I had a lender came back and they wanted me to include some listings in an appraisal, and all that was available were pending sales. There were no active listings available in this neighborhood.
Wow.
So that just shows you, if you want to live in this neighborhood, you've got to go knock on people's doors and say, hey, can I buy your house?
So pending, let's dive on that a little deeper. So when it says pending, you don't really know what the actual closed sales price is going to be yet, right?
No. At that point, you still only know the listing price.
Right.
They don't disclose the actual sales price until after the closing.
Yeah.
And I've tried to be sneaky and get some realtors to tell me, and they keep that close to the vest. So that's how. But when I say pending, that means it's under contract.
Yep.
And they're negotiating towards the closing.
Yep, that's right. And Diane, same question to you. Hot market. You're one of the top 5 lenders in the country and a local regional manager here in Tampa Bay. Same kind of pulse.
Oh yeah, it has been busy. We have a lot. We have probably more prospects in our. Prospects meaning we've already pre-approved them and they're just sitting there and they're looking for houses. We probably have more so it goes by 30, 60, 90, 180 days. And we have more than we've ever had because people are waiting. They can't find a house or there's not enough homes, exactly what Ray said. And the difference in 2005 was you actually had too much inventory and it was driving the price up. It wasn't the shortage of inventory, I don't believe, like we have today. So I think that's what the differences are.
Yeah.
And, of course, interest rates are not has never been as low as they've been. So that also is a little bit of difference. A lot of people realize they can actually purchase. They can get more for their money because interest rates are lower.
And I want to get William's reaction, but you made me think of something as well. So a lot of times people, when I'm talking to folks and they do get a little bit greedy in this type of market, and I really like to think, and I listen to Phil's gang as well on our station, very smart in terms more about the stock market, more what's going on. Mm-hmm. So Phil, I was listening to him the other day, and just it really makes sense when you think about it. So the market dynamics are different, way different than back in 06, 07, 08, right? So back then we were still at 6.5%, 7% interest rates.
Yep.
Now, if you couple that with our great politicians in D.C., no matter which side you're on, they got a 12% approval rating. What happens is they're printing all this money. They're sending it overseas for Pakistan gender studies or whatever they're doing, AKA kickbacks to their friends, right? And what happens is we're watering down our currency, and Diane can dive deeper about the Fed and how it affects rates later. But we're watering down our currency. What happens is when you do that is now, of course, you see the rise of Bitcoin and some of these other cryptocurrencies and things of that nature. People are hedging against inflation by buying land, by buying real estate, by investing in apartments. But when this crash happens, there's a looming crash that will happen at some point. Some people say the next 6 to 8 months. What's going to be majorly different this time is it's going to happen in the stock market first, not the real estate market. And I do believe we are insulated to a very strong degree here in South Tampa because what we talk about a lot on the show, people moving from other states. But my major point is that once this balloon busts in the stock market, we're not going to have anything to slow it down. Last time we were able to cut rates. Oh, okay, let's cut to 5.75. Okay, let's drop it to 4.875. Okay, we're going to drop it to 3.25 this month. Now you don't have that mechanism for controlling that fall, that slip, that coming down side of it. So how is that going to affect some of these major corporations? Are they going to lay off? And then how does that affect the W-2 employees, the stocks? Ray, back to you.
It's that's a hard one for me. I mean, on my side of it, it's a good point. We don't have that cushion. All we can hope for is that after the last crash, they put the right shall we say, stops in place.
Yeah.
Because we don't have that. But on the real estate side, I don't know how bad it would be on the real estate side. I remember 2005, I went to a house, they were desperate for that value.
Yeah.
Desperate.
South Florida. William, go ahead, bud.
Yeah, I would just anticipate the worst case scenario, but I'm all about people looking at alternative viewpoints of even the market. Like Franklin Roosevelt said, nothing happens in politics by accident. I said nothing happens in the economy by accident either. Somebody benefits.
Yeah.
So we have to be constantly vigilant and constantly looking for alternative viewpoints, looking at both sides. You just can't look at CNN or Fox and the financial news channels out there, because a lot of them are in the pockets. Both the Republicans and the Democrats are in the pockets of these bankers that are really the ones that are controlling the economy.
That's right.
So if we follow the money, we'll see where the contradiction exists. But we, the people, are always the ones that suffer the most. So we need to become more proactive.
Yes.
Start studying these trends and trying to get ahead of the game.
That's right. No, that's a great point. And that was kind of like the underlying point of the GameStop thing last couple weeks back. Oh, well, these people are, we got to stop their trades. These people, well, the guys on the financial networks, these financial entertainers, buy, sell. They do that all day long, and of course they're making money on the back end. We got to come into a break, but this is great. Let's keep it up. Diane Vance, Fairway Independent Mortgage, on the show today. William CROWLEY, credit restoration expert, and Ray Hall Appraisals. We're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back with our expert contributors right here on the Consumer Quarterback Show. Plus, our feel-good story of the day is awesome. We talked about a 70-year-old man rows across the Atlantic Ocean and raises $1 million for Alzheimer's research. Stay with us. Consumer Quarterback Show, consumerqb.com.
This is Warwick Dunn, and you're listening to the Real Estate Quarterback Show, hosted by my man, Brandon Rhymes.